Hey guys, it's Merrick, and I've got another gameplay commentary for you here today. This one is a continuation of the Anchor gameplay commentary, so I am obviously playing Planetside 2 on NC with the Anchor. My loadout is unchanged from before, the Anchor still being an amazing CQC weapon, but it can be used in mid and longer ranges with a bit of experience. Not much else to go over with the loadout, so let's get right back into the session. I ended the last video as the fight at Waterson's Redemption ended, so we wound up moving over to Jaeger's Fist. I run up towards the point, managed to let a few people run away when I should have gotten one of them for free, and I get murdered by somebody shooting me through a completely bugged out Valkyrie. I did run back and blow up the Valkyrie, but I did not manage to get any kills, and I didn't see anything until I ran past the point, picked up one off the Thunderer, and that was pretty much it for this entire area, so I had to redeploy somewhere else. I move over to Matheson's Triumph, but by the time I get there, it's not looking so great. They have all 3 points. We are contained pretty much to our tower, and there's a bunch of purple guys in the tower giving us a hard time. So I decided to wrap around the outside rather than running down the stairs initially. I'm able to get a free kill on somebody who was looking the wrong way. I tried to take another one up the staircase, but they managed to get away from me. But I pushed down anyway and tried to pursue. It's covered a whole lot by this Max that I watched jump over the balcony. Because he jumped over the ledge there's going to be a lot more free space, and because he's here to kind of screen a little bit, I'm able to push down the stairs, help with killing 2 on the stairs, and then immediately whiff as somebody's across the staircase. I've reduced working with the Commissioner. Thankfully, I get to pick up a kill. I back off while reloading, but before I can finish, I run into another group of purple guys on the outside balcony. Thankfully, none of them were expecting me. I get them pincered between another group of blue, and it's an easy takeout, even though I really wasn't planning for that when I got around this way. I move down to the bottom of the tower. I let somebody run across the field for free because I'm terrible, and as I back off to reload, somebody does get rezzed in the open entryway there. I'm able to take him out, and as I re-peek for this other guy, I miss somebody on the box, kind of peek way too far out, and just die for free. On my way back, I run down the stairs yet again, try to go into the front door, but I see a Max wrap around the bottom of the staircase. I try to react, but Max weapons are very good, and I just die before I can do a whole lot about it. I decide to go out along the balcony again. I get one guy as he's jumping over, but there's a guy above us staying on the balcony that just takes me out from behind. The situation here is a lot worse than I thought. I go out along the side and try to get an angle looking for him. I see 2 different people that both look like they're in position to be the guy that shot me from above, and as I engage them, the guy that actually was up there comes around the very top balcony and takes me out. I run around the other side, trying to get some position and clear out some of these guys on the outskirts, but I almost walk into a mine. An infiltrator runs at me. I get flashed as a light assault jumps at me, and I'm just doing my best to stay alive right now. I take a peek towards the main bridge. I didn't let my shield regen, so that was actually pretty bad, but an uncommon thing that I do too often. I do get the successful takeout on somebody that's coming around that way, but then I get completely outskilled by a Hesh tank, so I decide to move over to Pale Canyon. I get there and I run towards the point. I don't see anything at first, but then I do see somebody running out of the front door. I get the pickup because I'm on the flank, but as I round the corner, a light assault takes off with the jump jets, and I wind up just shooting him in the legs a bunch. From there, I rotate to Eli Forest Pass, and I don't see anything for a little while until I run to the top of the building and get a flank on some guys shooting over the balcony. I get an easy pickup, having surprised them from behind, and as I go to jump out this window, I'm able to pick up another one on the bridge before I jump down and continue pressuring. I see my teammate get shot from behind, and I go to turn on him only to see somebody else take that guy out. And since I don't see anybody to shoot at, I just clean up a few beacons and then continue pushing towards the point where I wind up getting some more contact. I'm able to take the one out, but by the time I finish reloading, the blue push seems to have continued to push them back farther. I try to follow it up, a resident goes off and I get a free kill, and this guy stands up at the absolutely wrong time. And I don't see much else until I get to the end of the bridge, where there's a light assault over the right side, and I'm able to jump over the ledge and take that guy out. But there's not much else happening. I see a few people, take a few shots, but nothing really happens, so I move over to Pale Canyon Chemical again, and I pick a terrible time to show up. The Sunderer is in dire straits, and is not much longer for this world. I'm able to pick off one person as soon as I get there. I rotate around to the side to try to get a little bit of a flank, and I run into the building on the side here and take out a few guys as they themselves are trying to push in to get flanked themselves. I take out a few, and then I try to wait for this guy to res. I don't keep firing, and I wait for him to stand up, which is a terrible idea because client side, he's already off the screen. So he just got up and walked away, and I could have taken him out if I'd actually been pre-firing, but we get wrapped around from behind because the Thunderer did go down, and we have to go elsewhere. Elsewhere being Ice Attack Plant. I run out of our Thunderer, fuck around for a little bit to trying to get my footing, And then I look at my minimap and see a purple dot running into the building to try to save this generator, so I turn around to deny that. I do manage to save the generator from the infiltrator scum, and then as I'm running back outside, I realize that they have parked the Hull Sunderer under my balcony. I try to do something about that, but vehicles don't die very quickly, so it takes me a little while to actually do any meaningful damage to it. Thankfully, somebody suicided to drop some C4 on it, so it winds up dying relatively quickly. I then have to deal with the people that spawned out of it. There's a few of them off in the distance, some that are running around from the tech plant itself, one that spawned and backed up. We try to deal with them, this light assault gets away, and rather than chasing him down, I just run across to start working on the tech plant. I get a flank on a few people outside, and then continue to push up this angle. As I get up to the banana building here, I see somebody run inside. I wait for him to re-peek me, and he never does, so I know he's going for the other doorway. I don't make it there in time to punish him, so we start to play a game of chicken where I'm running up the side, trying to see if he's going to peek into me. When he doesn't, I have to guess which way he's going. I don't see him on the right. I make a quick flick to the left to see if he's there. And while there's a chance that he made it to that server on the left, I guess that he went back towards the other door, expecting me to go that way. And he did. I was able to get the kill there, but as I walk outside, there's more people, and I just die. In a moment of not paying attention, I see a spawn room spawn, so I take the spawn room spawn, only to realize it is a underground router that I couldn't actually find, so I don't get a chance to even destroy it, realize that it's a terrible decision, and just head to a completely different fight. Getting over to Jaeger's Fist, it doesn't look all that bad until I get to the point. As soon as I get anywhere near it, a bunch of people swing out from behind the door. I'm able to trade one of them, but I don't have enough health, and the second one takes me out. By the time I respawn, they're already licking the spawn room, so I just sit here taking pot shots until I do eventually trade one out. I actually wind up getting two, and then I try to push to the left to see if I can't get any more ground. I am unable to do so, and I swing too wide, am not prepared for this guy on the rock, have no cover, and just fall over. And in a moment of absolute no brain, I accept a res that I never should have accepted, die for free again, and then ignore the second res as I come back to the spawn room. There's not a whole lot we can do in this situation. Basically, we have to slowly clear people off of the angles and try to reclaim some ground so we can make it back towards the point. I am too far out from cover here, don't hit my shots, and die to a guy jumping over the top. But by the time I get my respawn, it seems like we have been able to push up the point finally. So I take up position on this box and just try to take tight angle fights over the top of this, picking off people where I can. And no sooner do I find a comfortable position than does an OS shuffle everybody around. As soon as I get my bearings off of the OS, I run into a corner to reload and reset myself. And from there, I try to take a tight angle onto this other doorway. Seems like there's a max there, however, so I just drop an AV nade and slowly try to rotate back to my box. I wind up staying in no man's land without any cover for a little bit too long, get swung from a few different angles, and die. Thankfully, I do manage to pick up a res. And as more people are filtering in here, it's basically just the same plan. Hold this box, try to take tighter angles to make sure I get good fights, and bleed off what I can. As I'm able to, I will be pushing up to try to take more position, but right as I went to there, I wound up getting concussed, so that means I'm not allowed to do that yet. So rather than forcing that, I just back up to give myself a little bit more room over the top of this box. To be fair, that makes me also a better target, but I just try to do that and continue taking these shots to clear people out where I can. I've been pressuring the server and open area of the room for a while, but finally we make some space and I try to follow up on a blue push, only to deal with people respawning and flanking into that side door. I see a lot of my team looking off to the right to that doorway there, but I'm trying to clear out everybody on the left that could get a good angle that people would just not be looking at and would allow them to clear out the whole room essentially. I reset to reload, and as I try to push in here, I'm a little hesitant and a max goes in front of me. This is actually a terrible decision for me to stay here because as soon as the max goes down, I'm caught completely out of cover as everybody peeks at once, and it doesn't work out for me. But I gotta start wrapping this up, where we ended with 101 kills in 37 minutes. We also have 33 deaths. Considering the first half, we had 50 kills and 15 deaths. That puts us at about 51 and 18 for the second half of the session. I think a lot of my mistakes on this one were positional based. Basically, I was pushing and missing people and just walking out into the open far from cover. I also didn't always have my shield when I peeked. Those are things that really can be taken into consideration and worked on. I think a lot of the other things were just not hitting the headshots, hitting bodies or arms and legs, which is more just practice and something you need to be actively considering. I also had on Ocular Shield, but there was a lot of times where I wasn't flashed or stunned or anything like that. Potentially could have gone with Survivalist for a lot of this and gotten away with it, gotten a little bit better survivability, but who knows exactly. Easy to say, can't exactly prove it. Anyway, as always, let me know what you do like, let me know what you don't like, let me know what you think, so I can improve my videos moving forwards. Thank you guys for your continued support, and I'll see you guys next time.